Hey, good morning, John. Ready to go, partner? My name is David Rogers. I go to the Comic-Con, I collect comic books. Born and raised in Texas, lived in Texas my whole life. I think most people would probably describe me as very nonchalant, very in the background kind of person. I really don't. You know, one friend of mine is a Marine once told me, he said the best way to be outstanding is not to stand out. We're going to be going to the Dallas Comic Show in Lewisville, Texas. I like comic shows because they give me an opportunity to experience creativity. I'm not a creative person by nature, but it makes me feel like I'm near that creative aura, near that wonderful innovation and resourcefulness every time I go to a comic show and see the different artists and how they draw. Yeah, I do enjoy hunting for holes in my collection. I enjoy hunting for the books that I need to get. I do negotiate and haggle some. Sometimes as soon as I see it, I know instinctively what I want and I snatch it up and buy it at that price. When it comes to looking for comics, there's an old expression, like a friend of mine who was a police officer once told me. He said, well, what I'm looking for is kind of like the Supreme Court in pornography. I can't tell you what it looks like, but I'll know it when I see it. Now I think you can do a little bit better. Okay, I'm almost done. I'm almost ready. I'm getting some books together, but I forgot to bring those bubble envelopes. So I only brought one of my metallic cases. Maybe I can buy another case in here. So I have to sandwich these between these to protect them. Well, I guess okay, now I think we're about ready to head inside. Okay. Alrighty, we're heading inside to the Premier Events Center here in Lewisville, Texas for the Dallas Comic and Fantasy Show. This was a good show last year. Hopefully it'll be a good show this year. I started reading and collecting comics back when I was 4, 5, 6 years old. I got a lot of inspiration and encouragement from reading about superheroes. I loved their costumes. I loved the adventures. I loved the way they had problems and challenges and they overcame them.
What was the first comic show you ever gone to?
The first one I ever went to was in North Dallas, like back in 1990 or 91. Huh, that looks cool. I think I'm gonna take me a little photo of this. I just like to send this to my... Okay. 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 I'm looking at the aesthetic and the structural side of the comic. You know, sometimes a book can be good structurally but not aesthetically, and sometimes a book can be good aesthetically and not structurally. See some of these with the dark black ink on the cover background, every little spine crease shows up, every little tiny stress line shows up and is a defect, so it's hard to cherry pick some of these. Sometimes I buy books to flip them, sometimes I find books I'm interested in, sometimes I get to meet an artist and ask them to do a hand-drawn original art sketch I really enjoy. I gotta make some adjustments here. I've got an idea. Can you watch that for a minute? Going to Half Price Books in Lewisville, Texas, over here near Vista Ridge.
So what kind of stuff do you find when you're here?
Oh, maybe some used comics, some graphic novels, some little action figures, some different items. I check them several times a week, as often as I can. Here, I shouldn't have that much trouble finding and looking through the comics, because I don't think this is the prime time for people to be out looking for comics when it's 110 degrees on a Sunday afternoon. But
Just guys like you.
Yeah, just geeks like me. Okay. been a while since it's been several years since I've been in this one. Where are the comics?
We're going to be right in that over there.
Oh, thanks. So say, booyah. A Red Hood and Outlaws number 18, a Batman Arkham Knight number 1, Mario Super Adventures number 3. I mean, there were some good books in there that were well worth the time. And like I say, it's looking at what everybody else looked at, but seeing what no one else saw. That's kind of a good example of that. Great power comes great responsibility. Excelsior. Dan Lee, 1922 through 2018. Incredible man. My friend Stan was a real inspiration. He is the one that ignited the fuse for me to start reading comics. And I just loved reading the stories he wrote. I loved his sayings. I loved his writing style. Felt like he was writing to me or writing just for me. He just had that way of making it feel intimate when you talk to him, like you were talking to an old friend. He just sort of had that aura about him. It was really something. Like I say, you could sit down and you could talk to him, and maybe it had been a couple of years since you've seen him or a long time you've seen him, he'd start talking. You felt like you were old friends. You just picked up where you left off. I mean, he made you feel when he was talking to you like you were the only person in the universe he wanted to talk to. He had that instinctive quality about him. He's just a really remarkable man.